session. My like view out after the session, I can review what I'm doing here, what are your replies, so that I can modify my talks, everything. So I believe you are okay with recording, right? I'm not going to share this to anyone, it's just for me. All right, so have you ever felt like the real powerful version of you is still inside and it's not having yet come outside? So if you are that person, this session is going to give you a real benefit, inshallah. So before that, let me share my screen. One second. Can you see my screen? Can you see? I believe you can see my screen, right? So okay, one second, 1 minute. All right. So, how to raise your standards? Sometimes we often feel like we are buried, or we do have so many responsibilities, and sometimes we get so low at some points, and we feel like our inner real you is not coming out. This is something you need to analyze further, and you need to take actions here. So before getting into how to raise your standards, I'm going to share you a simple story, and that goes long back to 1955. You might have heard about Buddha, right? It's a story, and you might, if you have visited Thailand or Bangkok, you would have seen Golden Buddha Temple, right? So this is the story that I just used to convey, so that you are on the track, so that you are getting aware of what is really happening. Okay, so this is just for a connection. And when I talk about this story, it's a story long back in 1955, and there is a golden temple, golden Buddha statue. Okay, so before that, when Burmese invasions happened, it's a history. So Burmese invasions happened, this golden Buddha was not really uncovered. It was covered with clay, so that people don't take or steal this golden statue. Okay, so in 1955, people started observing, they want to relocate this Buddha statue. So they did not know it's made up of gold. All right, so they started to slowly relocate this Buddha, but then it's too heavy. Okay, so they did not know that it's made up of gold inside. It's simply covered with clay. So this golden Buddha, it's weighing about 1500 kg, I believe, and it's 3 meters long. So this one is 1.5 kg, I believe. So this is 3 meters long, and it's very heavy. Even with cranes, it's not able to relocate. So they started observing daily. The officials who were supposed to relocate, they started observing daily. The day one went on, the day two went on, the day three went on, and the next day the rain started like pouring, and then the clay started to, little by little, it started to fade. Okay, so that time a golden light was coming from inside. So they came to know that when they peeled off all the layers of the clay, they came to know that it's simply made up of gold. So how valuable it is. Similarly, you need to understand your standards. It's there inside you. Our creator has blessed us with amazing version of ourselves, but then we sometimes feel like when we are surrounded with people who have low standards, we also start to deviate from our real standards, and we start to mix up with their standards, which is really degrading ourselves, right? So how about uplifting your standards? What you have to do, how you can raise your standards? You can use your chat box, how you can raise your standards. So this one is a very great thing. You have taken your time, you are taking your time to analyze yourself, and the first thing you can do is about like understanding yourself, setting up your real standards. See, if you feel like you are not reaching that to level, you need to analyze it, right? It's called reverse engineering. In engineering practices, it's called reverse engineering. So when we like, if I'm supposed to raise my, if I have set standards, if like for example setting high standards, it's about taking responsibilities every day, it's about being limitless every day, right? See, for example, if we see dustbins all over the places, right? And sometimes we, if we are in any meetings, if I am in a meeting or I feel like I have had something and then the like leftover, if it is a banana peel or anything, so if I have that one, if I don't see the waste bins, I simply put inside my pocket so that later on I can dispose it however the best standard it is, right? So that is my standard. So the similar way, we need to raise our standards. We need not go according to the people's standards. We are in high standards, but then if we focus on people and we trying to be there, like it's something, right, we need to think upon. And also, if we are going for any meetings or if you are going to public gatherings, we need to set our standards so that how we are dressing ourselves, and these things are we need to correctly like ponder upon. The same way, how we are taking care about our body, how we are taking care of about our body. See, for example, our creator has blessed us with a great body, and it's an amana to take care of our body, right? So how you are like, see, we just need 1,000 calories on an average, we just need 1,000 calories every day, but then we pump so many things inside and we feel fatigue, we feel like we are very drained of energy. These things, we are bringing troubles in our lives, we are just bringing troubles in our lives. So as a coach, this is what I do. I set my standards, I know how to take care of my body, but then if we are like going ahead with people, if we are treating our body, if we are treating our body for others sake, it's not right. We are treating as you are a Muslim, like we have to take care of our body for the sake of our creator. It's a blessing that we have received, it is a gift, we need to take care of our body. It's how we pump things inside, how we take nutritions inside. See, we need not go for like, sometimes we need to have supplements, we need to approach outside mentor or outside doctors. So it's okay, right? Even I if I set my standards, I don't take the same class the next day. I try to improve myself, I try to increase my knowledge, I try to elevate my knowledge every single day. The same class I'm not going to take the next day. I learn something new, I implement that one, I share to everyone. So this is how I goes. So the same way, it's about how about your dressings, how if it is for career, if you're looking for a career, how you are setting your goals, how you are approaching the people, how the actions, how like the actions that you take, everything do matter, right? So what are your 3 goals? I have shared in the poll. What are your 3 goals for next 90 days? If you want to share, you can share here. See, when we talk, no, we use our 5 senses, right? Like we use our 5 senses for communication. See, if we are using our 5 senses, it's connected to our brain. As a neuro mindset coach, this is what I tell to my clients. We need to, if you have some goals, it need to be like, it need to be shared, right? So that's how the universe is getting aligned. If you don't want to share, it's also okay, you can share it to your creator. But then sometimes we need to speak out, we need to when we communicate in the best way, people understand. Otherwise, how people can understand what are your goals? So when you start to see, for example, let's take the case, if I'm pregnant, or you might have seen pregnant when in your stage, like pregnant ladies, right? So when I'm pregnant, I see people who is like the same frequency of mine. I see people who are pregnant everywhere. So this is how the law of attraction, you can call it law of attraction or law of manifestation, whatever you call. This is what our creator gives us, right? If we have small intentions, everything gets aligned to us. So for example, if you want to excel in your career, you need to have goals, that you need to have priorities, right? If say for example, you can see myself, like I initially there was 0 members in my group, but then it started to increase daily, right? It does not happen all over the night, right? It starts to happen when you take necessary actions daily, consistently, and when you work on, when you start taking actions and implement on it, that time the results come, right? It's not just about dreaming. See, we need to have dreams for sure, but then every day dreaming something and sitting simply does not work out, right? So if you want to excel in your career, you need to write down your goals. If after writing down the goals, start taking actions. So what type of career you want to achieve? Like, you need to have clarity on your goals. What type of career you need to achieve? You need to write down. See, when we write down our fingers, there are nerves, and numerous nerves are connected to our brain. So when we use our five senses, it starts to work on. And you can see in my home, if you come to my home, you will see so many sticky notes, you will see my vision board, everything. So that's how the hard work pays off. It's not about simply sitting off and listening to talks, but then it's important you learn something, you gear up and take your necessary actions, go ahead. Sometimes it may fail, so the failure is a stepping stone to your success. It's not about like okay, I got failed, but how I'm going to raise my next step again. Okay, this is not working out. Okay, let me drop my idea, let me go to another goal. This is not how it works, right? You need to take consistent actions. So for example, for a beginner, the minute intention will matter, but for an advanced person, you need to take actions. If that action is not working, if that strategy is not working, you need to replace it with other actions and strategies. That's where review of goals come into picture. If you want to take help, if you are low in energy, you need to take supplements, or if you may need to it's not that I'm telling you strictly, you may need to take supplements, or you may need to revisit your diet plans or whatever you are taking inside, right? So everything, whatever we are feeding, is also an input to your brain. Your brain works accordingly what you are feeding to your brain, right? These are all inputs. What you are listening, what you are talking, everything is an input to your brain. When you give right inputs to your brain starts to act accordingly. So if you want to raise standards, okay, so let me see your chat you have posted. I'm trying for medical license, but I'm not sure will it work considering all the strict rules in Canada. So why do you, that's one of the questions here. So you are like still on research, right? You need to research why it will, but I'm not sure will it work considering all the strict rules in Canada. So what are the strict rules in Canada? You need to research, you need to take time. Why is it like, what are the strict rules in Canada, how you can overcome that? It's for sure, this is one of the best things that I have seen. You have that intention, that's really great. And now you need to start taking actions. So it's not about like you have written down your goal, right? You need to take medical license. You need to set a deadline, say for 3 months, 5 months, how long it will take. You need to analyze this. Don't worry about the rules or anything, it will happen automatically. You need to set down, or you need to take your time and research on what are the strict rules, how you can overcome the strict rules. It's about taking time. Are you taking time for research is one of the big questions that I would love to ask you. And yeah, if you start setting your standards, it's about respecting your time as well. Sometimes we feel low in energy, it's not about like we don't have intentions. Sometimes all the pattern that you have set may matter, right? Say for example, if when you are born, you are so pure, every child born is so pure, but at some time there is some kind of trauma or that hits the child, and their subconscious mind, which was pure, which was having great intentions, starts to degrade. Their subconscious mind starts to hit with the traumas. That time you need to understand that we need to heal, and we need to reprogram our subconscious mind. You can analyze your pattern, how your maternal pattern is. Are they working? Are their career really set, or how you are taking inheritance from them? So you are surrounded with people who wants to uplift you, but then just imagine, just try to figure out their patterns, how they were. You need to break those patterns, right? Okay, recent changes to eligibility for the Ontario-based IMG stream in Okay, match limit participation to those who received their medical degree outside of Canada or are in the process of doing so. Okay, there is 30% acceptance rate, right? So you have the chance, you can be in that 30%. So how you can be in that 30%? And this medical stream is not my area, but then I can guide you how you can do it. So you need to approach the right officials, or you can go to you can use the AI streams that we have, or everything is in front of you, right? You can go through those things. There is 30% still chance, right? You need to be in that 30%. Be limitless. So whenever you are in a group, or not whenever, every time you need to set in your mind that I am becoming the number one in the world. I am raising my standards such that I am the number one in the world. So when you are in a group, when you are writing an exam, when you are writing something, it's not about comparison or jealousy or anything. When you are hit with these impurities, comparisons, jealousy, lust, depression, sadness, sorrows, when you are hit with this mind, these are impurities to your mind. It can block your goals, it can block your dreams. That's why healing comes into picture. See, once you're pure, start reprogramming your subconscious mind. Now you're focusing on your career. See, there is still 30% chance to get in, right? So how you can overcome that 30%? How you can bring that 30%? How you can be in that 30% is a question mark. So that's where you can, like, that's how you can be in that. You need to work hard, you need to take the necessary actions daily. You can set some time, like fixed amount of time, like 2 to 3 hours for your career, and just research. Slowly increase that time limit. If you are seeing results, you will see results for sure in 21 days, in 30 days. Some people, it depends on your surroundings how the results start seeing. Some people it will be just one day. Within one day, when they started implementing actions, they will see results. For some people it will be 7 days, or however it is, like 5 days, 7 days, 9 days. It matters, right? Some people it may be months, because how their mindset is programmed, it depends on that. So that's where, like, you need to take your time, research on that, set your intentions, be limitless. You need to become the world number one. Don't settle for less. You need to become the world number one. You need to raise your standards. You need to uplift yourself. So that's it about for today. I believe you enjoyed my talk, and you can participate in the success code challenges. I believe you will see results, inshallah. So before winding up, it's about increasing your knowledge. You can have your pen, book, you can use your laptop, you can use your mobile, use your gadgets, use all the devices that you have. Be grateful for all the things. It's not about simply sitting and watching, right? So when you start taking intentions, you really have intentions. That's one of the biggest steps people fail, right? Some people don't have intentions as well. They settle for less. How they are going? They are going in that flow. It's about breaking that flow, breaking those patterns, and becoming limitless. And now, what is your next step to advance in your career? Let me know in the chat box. Thank you so much for listening. It's a great talk, and we are having 21 days success code challenges going on. You can participate. You are warmly welcome to participate, and I will be sharing the next talk, inshallah. And it's about, like, let me wind up sharing a beautiful quote from a holy book, Quran. I normally don't do this, but then you are interested, that's why I'm sharing this one. Okay, 1 second. So yeah, so this is done, and there is a chapter number 20, verse number 114. The chapter name is At-Taha, and say, this is from our creator, my Lord, increase me in knowledge. So when you start becoming awareness of what is happening in the career, what is happening in the outside world, if it is medical career, just research, do your research, take minute actions daily. And now this is just for you. Let me stop my recording